Finding systematic reviews in Cochrane Library. We're going to teach you what systematic reviews are and how to find them. We know for a fact that you will have to find systematic reviews for assignments in the nursing program. And systematic reviews are essential to the health sciences and medicine overall. Systematic reviews are a review of all the articles that try to answer a clinical question. Someone will set out to answer a question like, does vitamin C help the common cold? And it is a study of research articles, not other people. So researchers will go out into the databases, find all the research that talks about vitamin C and the common cold, and then bring it back and answer the question. So it's a study of research articles, not other people. When you're looking at the methods section, you'll notice that the subjects, there is no population, there's no data. You'll notice database names and inclusion and exclusion criteria in the methods section. It is considered the most valuable type of evidence because someone already went out to the databases, looked for all the research, and came back and was able to answer the question. So yes, does vitamin C help the common cold? No, the vitamin C doesn't help the common cold. Or it'll say there wasn't enough evidence to determine whether yes or no, the vitamin C helps the common cold. Really, really good stuff. If you're doing research, I would recommend that you look for a systematic review first. So this is the basic systematic review process. Someone will come up with a research question. Sometimes they call it a clinical question. It can be a PICO question, which is patient intervention, comparison, or outcome. But in general, it's a question that has a lot of different parts to it. They'll go out into the databases and pull all of the research addressing that question. And then, in some systematic reviews, they'll pull the randomized controlled trials only. After they do that, they'll run a statistical analysis of the results inside these RCTs. So remember, a statistical analysis of the evidence that was found in the RCTs. And then there's a completed systematic review, a summary of the highest quality research. And we'll show you what that looks like shortly in the databases. So let's practice finding a systematic review in Cochrane. And so I'm going to start up again on our nursing research guide. This time I'm going to click on Cochrane Library. And our search box is actually in this top right-hand corner. Remember, a single box is a basic or simple search. We always want to look for the advanced search because our questions are very specific. And so here is a search I had before. So I'm going to delete those options. And here we will have to type our keywords. And it'll give us some suggestions, but we will need to take the ones that we saw in Medline: geriatric or aged or elderly or older adult. And then and is already here. If you need to add a search box, you can hit the plus sign. And here we will type pneumonia because that's what I'm using for my example. And so it gives us suggestions, but I'm just going to leave it at pneumonia. And then I will click Run Search. All right, this is Cochrane. This is what that looks like. And so I do want to give you some tips on Cochrane. This is the menu option that we saw just a bit ago on the Cochrane Library database. This is where the full text systematic reviews are, but there are also other tabs. You don't want anything in these tabs. These are not systematic reviews, and we don't have access to all of it. So make sure that you always look for this tab. Now, with that being said, if there are 0 results in this tab, what Cochrane Library is going to do is going to take you to these other tabs that have results. So this will show up instead if there is 0 in that first tab. Back to our database, we do see that we have 133 Cochrane reviews that match geriatric or aged or elderly or older adult and pneumonia. And we can open up this first one, vaccines for preventing influenza in the elderly. Zoom in a bit here. So this is Cochrane Library. You can download the PDF file, but you really don't have to. Some of these systematic reviews can be from like 50 pages and up. I've seen systematic reviews over 100 pages, so you don't need to download the PDF. You have a navigation bar here on this right-hand corner or right-hand side of the page. You can click on the abstract, you can scroll through it, or you can just click on one of the menu options under the contents. And so here's the conclusions, implications for practice, implications for research, and then here's the summary of findings. If you need to explain this in a plain language, maybe you're not very familiar with some of the terms or concepts that are being discussed in the paper, or you need to find the language to talk to someone about it, you can use the plain language summary, and it will give you the information in plain language, so something that's not used in the clinical setting. And so here are the main results, and so really quick and easy. All the information is on this page. Again, you don't need to download the PDF. All right, so to answer question number 3, I use pneumonia, so you can use a different problem to answer question 3. So we are asking you to find a systematic review for the geriatric patient in only one condition from the problem list. It's asking you for the title, the year, the objective of the systematic review, and what the selection criteria was. What are they looking for? What kind of studies were included in the review? Was it just randomized control trials? And then you'll look for results, recommendations, and conclusions, and all of this can be found on that page. If you have any questions, again, please email me or Kristen directly, or go to our web address, bit.ly/asknursing, to fill out a form to send us a question, and we'll see you in the next video.